Bob Nightingale has done a great job covering the sport for a long time. He picked the Brewers to win the World Series yesterday. And probably within the hour, we got the news about Brandon Woodruff.
There you go. Tough. He was emotional. Now, he still
had
could
to
come
fight back tears.
I know. He still could come back, though.
Yeah, he could.
But this is...
it doesn't look
that's,
great,
I know.
but...
Sometimes it's just a war of attrition. And I'm excited. Can't wait. And I love the new format here. I like the best of three. The home team gets all 3 games if necessary. And the road team won 3 of the 4 last year. So it's October. Expect the unexpected.
Right.
And I'd be surprised if we get shock.
Let me explain first of all. The series price dropped a good 30 cents.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah.
Minimum, right?
He was your game 2 starter.
Yeah.
Now, it's fascinating from that standpoint because Arizona's really up against it today because you can't throw Gallen, you can't throw Kelly, and the Brewers will just sit back and had their feet up here. So it's Burns against Buffett, and he's a big favorite. I like him like a plus 160 to record a win. But Arizona up against it in game 1. But now you don't have Woodruff, who's been so good down the stretch for Milwaukee against Gallen. But that's, okay, so I go Peralta. Okay. But the interesting thing is Gallen is a good pitcher, but he has been night and day from home and road.
Right.
The splits are real. So you saw a 40-cent drop in the series price.
Well, and this is a reason why. By the way, the fourth starter for the Brewers is Wade Miley, who I would say at this point is certainly reliable.
I trust him.
So do I,
yes.
Especially when you compare him to other potential fourth starters. A lot of other teams don't even have a fourth guy that you can say, yeah, you know what, give him the ball every fourth day. And that's why I think the Brewers were picking up a lot of steam to make a deep run this year. It's because pitching could carry them so far. But that's what the team is built on. So now you take away, I would say, like 1A or 1B on the team. That's a huge loss. Now, here's the deal with Burns. It's only 2 starts against Arizona. I get that, so I'm not going to go nuts. But in those 2 starts, he lasted 13 innings. He gave up 7 earned, had 11 Ks. Here's the rub. All 7 of those earned runs came in 1 start at home back on June 19th. The other start was early April in Arizona. He was brilliant. 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 8 Ks.
Yep.
And so if you turn it over to if you can get to the closer, Devin Williams, that's also a guy that is pretty much nails.
Milwaukee number 1 this year in ERA. Number 1.
Huh?
These guys really came on down the stretch. But look at this. You're throwing a guy in the playoffs who's 3-9 with an ERA of 6.
Sure.
He's your game 1 starter. And oh, by the way, if you lose, your season's on the line tomorrow. I mean, I love this. Now, this is one thing I don't like. Tampa did it to them. Texas did it to themselves. I understand that. But they had a great season. Tampa won 99 games. Minnesota won 87. Toronto gets rewarded by getting the 6th seed and going to Minnesota, who's lost 18 playoff games in a row, longest in North American sports history. Tampa's won 99. They're 53-28. That's what Texas has to do now to start the day. Texas goes there. They have more wins, but they get penalized for winning more games. Toronto gets rewarded for being the 6th seed.
Sure. It's like the NFL. You win your division at 7-10, you're going to host a playoff game.
Yep,
How does that make sense?
I know. Got to tinker with that.
Here's a tweet from Power Trip Bets. 6,937 days since the Twins won a playoff game.
Can you believe that?
No, I cannot. It's baseball.
Yep, 2004. Now, 13 of the 18 are the Yankees. But still, you thought when we got out of the COVID mess, and then we had the playoffs with no fans, you think, okay, the Astros struggled this year.
Sure.
Swept, right? Swept. Couldn't hit.
Here's the one thing.
Bullpen stunk. I mean, it's just, this is impossible.
Right. Baseball's impossible to lose 18 straight games. It's so fluky.
Yeah.
Come on, you get a C9 single, you get an air, boom. It's all 3-run shot, 3-0, there you go.
Well, it's not like you're the Oakland A's.
This should be easy.
You were a playoff team.
Yeah.
You have some talent.
Yes. Right. Okay, so the problem with that series is, Paul, have you heard one person make the case for the Twins to win the series? Now, I probably not, because I think most people disagreed with the series price on the opener where they were favored because of home field. And the Blue Jays, again, like their overall metrics are pretty strong. We ran down the numbers yesterday via Fangraphs. Fangraphs has a higher win probability of the World Series for the Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. And the Blue Jays are the 6th seed. They have to play in the opening round. The Orioles are the 1 seed. They get a pass. They get a bye. Think about that for a second.
Lunacy.
So could they shock the world here? I've read a lot on this. I haven't seen one person make the case.
Well, I did see him as high as $1.40 series favorite. And now we're seeing, some of these series prices are all over the map. But now you're seeing like the 115, 1-20 range. I really like Gossman tonight. I'm not a Lopez guy. But when you look at this though, Mitch, Montgomery, Glasnow, Burns, Lopez, there was a lot of good and a lot of bad. Especially down the stretch. Glasnow, 5 innings, 4 earned. They were only a game back in that pivotal series a couple weeks ago at Baltimore. He got lit up and gave up 6 earned. 6 innings, 4 earned. 6 innings, 4 earned. This is recent. Montgomery lit up in a bunch of starts. Lopez, remember you were touting him? Little sign. Then he went out and got his ass kicked in a couple starts. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of guys. This is not Maddox here. This is not Sandy Koufax. Even though it's the playoffs, there are guys who have had some horrible starts, multiple starts, where they're hit the showers by the 4th inning.
Sure.
And all these guys get the ball today. It's wild.
How dangerous overall do you think the Rays are in the American League?
I have to respect them.
They are 53,
yep.
53 and 28 at home in the regular season.
Now, how about that series price now? $1.80. You're throwing Montgomery, who was horrific when you look at ROI, and top 5 worst ROI this year for a pitcher, and everyone's counting out Texas. Now, I do think they'll be able to hit, though. They can rake. The great job by Johnny Avello and the guys at DraftKings. The menu, and we'll get to more props too. William Hill and Caesar did some good stuff too. But at DraftKings, they have earned runs and hits allowed by each starting pitcher. Glasnow's 1.5 and 4. He's not going to give up 5 hits today, right? He's not going to give up 2 runs.
So again, 1 start. You can throw in the garbage if you want. Totally fine.
Yep.
Against Texas this year, 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 3 walks, 6 Ks. But these numbers do seem a little bit short. What are the numbers on Lopez? 3.5 hits?
Yes.
Or 4.5 hits?
It is.
I thought it was a small number.
4.5. 4.5.
And his
Lopez give up 5 hits to the Blue Jays. Now, the offense has been an issue all year, but they have so many big names in that lineup.
So his outs prop is 17.5.
Yep.
If he goes over that, 6 innings, right? The Blue Jays can't get 4 hits off of him in 6 innings. And, oh, by the way, if he goes under 5 2/3, he's probably going to get pulled because they're getting to him a little bit.
He won't give up 2 runs? Earned runs, 1.5 for Lopez.
Now, are we expecting all these games to be 1-0 end of 5?
Offense was the story last year.
100%. A lot of overs last year.
More so in the second round, too, if memory serves, with the NLDS and ALDS. But this, 1.5. Gossman's 2.5. I love this stuff. This is anything you want. And then hits allowed, walks, earned runs, K-prop, and the record a win. And
Gossman's 2.5 runs?
Yeah.
Lopez 1.5 runs?
Gossman had a hell of a year.
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little odd to me.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, peekaboo, the Minnesota bullpen. You've said it many times. They could have been the Baltimore Orioles. What, they blow 27 saves this year?
However, down the stretch, the bullpen was lights out.
Yeah, Duran, and
So something to watch there. Like, their strikeout rate is absolutely elite down the stretch, I think, last month or so in baseball. So keep an eye on that, where, they had a lot early, but the back end of the bullpen for the Twins now has been, super reliable.
Well, again, I'm from Minnesota, so I'm used to disappointment. I just accept it, being a sports fan. But,
being a human being.
Grew up a Cubs fan, but the weather stinks.
Sure.
There's no culture. They think Olive Garden's great Italian food there. Twins blow it every year.
Come see the Mall of America.
Yes. But at least they had success in 87 and 91. But you lose 18 in a row, and the Vikings have still, continue to wreak havoc and let you down and lose in the most painful way possible. So, and the T-Wolves, please. So, I will take Toronto. I will go chalk with Milwaukee.
You still like Milwaukee?
Yes, I do. They're winning today.
The way the pitching sets up for Arizona.
Today. They're not. This kid's not going out there. What's he going to give you today? You're starting a guy in game 1 with an ERA of 6. Now, he had a couple good starts down the stretch, but I really think you get a big effort out of Burns. I really trust Burns today. But if you lose, my God, right? Now it's Gallen and Kelly.
Well, I'm really hoping that they can get by here because I'd like to see what this is wishful thinking. I get it.
I think they'll beat the Dodgers if they're healthy. Yes,
if they get Woodruff back?
Yes.
I want to see that series.
Yes.
I want to see Woodruff, Peralta, Burns, and company take on I want to see what that looks like. I don't know if they will or not.
No respect for the Marlins, but it's a great story, but I can't. Boy, there are a lot of people not picking the Phillies to go deep. A lot of people.
Including the guest that we have later on in the show today.
Yeah.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.